a question before I get started. And this is going to be a question throughout this commentary while I'm talking. And the question is, what I'm about to get into, is this gaslighting that people have been doing? I said a long while back that I haven't been able to get a hold on exactly what gaslighting means. I've already looked at the definitions. I've even looked at channels that give examples of gaslighting, but for some reason I still can't get a firm grip on an understanding of it. And that's probably because my mind was already contaminated by people who I saw throwing around the term gaslighting all willy-nilly. You know how they throw around the term or the word narcissist all willy-nilly, all over the place. So people throwing it around, that's likely what's blocking me from getting a full understanding of it. But anyway, something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and I'm going to talk about it out loud now because it's something I came across while I was on this dude's channel looking for some dirt on it. I found the dirt I was looking for, but while I was looking, I came across something else, and I could only shake my head at it when I saw it. It sounded so desperate that I could only shake my head at it. And I might play it for y'all later, I might. And this thing I've been somewhat quiet on is Kamala's race. Is she black or no? Me, I say no. And in absolutely no way, shape, or form is she black. But what other people been doing, is this gaslighting? A few months ago, I commented on this lady's video, and if I don't forget, I'll have it in the description box. And the title of her video is, Why Does Kamala Harris's Race Matter? When I saw that, I thought the nerve of her and the others to even ask that question, the audacity. The nerve of her and the others who was for Kamala just because she is a woman and a so-called person of color. I almost forgot we can't call women women these days. We got to call them persons. You know, like persons with uteruses, persons with ovaries and chest feeders and all that other stuff these days. But a so-called person of color. You know how people tell themselves that not everybody is a person of color? Well, you got that right now. You have your female president right now. And you didn't even have to vote for her because the powers that be put her in there for you silly people who wanted this big demon just because she's a woman and a person of color. You got it. So enjoy yourself while it lasts. Bitch. Enjoy yourself. Let me say it again. No, she is not the vice president. She's president. So enjoy your person of color, who was black all the way up until Trump sat up there on that stage and detonated a nuclear device.
Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
It was only after that she became a person of color to the people who was running around lying talking about she's black. Trump detonated a truth bomb up there on that stage. But anyway.
So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is...
I think somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
But this lady, Joyce Vlogs is her name. I commented on her video she did about this months ago, and here's what I said. And I said this because I know her channel. Just like I know the channel of many others who were saying, why does her race matter? Here's what I said. I said, her race matters for the same reason every time I've heard you talk about politics, you mention black. You even did it again in this very video and even mentioned Republicans who are black. When you talked about Fannie Willis, you mentioned her race over and over. When you talk about Trump, you keep bringing up that he's orange, and you will even call him Cheeto in reference to his skin complexion. That's what I said on our comment board. And guess what? The same thing applies to the others. Because all they do is say black this and black that. The black man, the black woman, white this and white that. All they fixate on is race, but after Trump exploded that dirty bomb on stage, Kamala's black became a person of color. And I don't really blame her for turning black, because the people who are obsessed with this black made her black. She said she was Indian. She looked up and saw the color-stricken people needing for her to be black, just so they can feel better about being black. She said, okay, fuck it. Put on some blackface and threw some collard greens in the bathtub. But is that gaslighting to try to flip the script on other people when y'all were the ones who kept mentioning Kamala's race and been doing it for 4 years? Till this day. But why does her race matter? Is that gaslighting? Now let me leave on somewhat of an unrelated note. Listen, with the exception of a particular type of albino, look, listen, I didn't say with the exception of albinos. Listen, I said with the exception of a specific type of albino, everybody upon the face of the earth is a person of color. Because minus the exception, everybody has melanin. Everybody. But people like to flex, like being melanated, as if that's something that they've earned or something that is unattainable by certain people. Everybody got it. Even all other living things have their own form of melanin. Spiders, dogs, cats, trees, grass, fruits and vegetables, all things has melanin. It's just not called melanin for other living things. Everything is a person of color. With the exception of a particular kind of fish. I think it's a fish that's completely see-through, just clear. I think it might be that fish that lives in boiling water. Yeah, you can see the steam coming up off this water and fish living there. It's in a cave somewhere. That might be the fish I'm thinking of. But everything else is a thing of color and got melanin. But it's that gaslighting to have been campaigning on race. Then after you're shown the truth, after Trump sat up there and dropped the mother of all bombs on the United States when he was up there on that stage, you turn around and say, why does race matter? It should be about the content of her character. It's that gaslighting. Soon, or one day not too long from now, I'm going to talk a bit more about President Harris, our first female president of color.
All right, Dan.